The big black bug and the big black bug blood.
Woodchucks could chucks.
Unique New York.
Unique torch was denied a bank loan. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna turn into a Remy up here.
Oh shit!
You about to Remy up?
I'm gonna fucking Remy up.
Right,
It's a good thing we have insurance.
I'm gonna make you. Just so you know, I'm gonna make you kiss Joey.
Yes. During this music, that's perfect.
For the love of God.
It's like I started breathing
On the night we kissed,
and I can't remember what I
ever
did before.
Oh yeah.
We do, baby, without us. What would we do, baby,
Check it out, y'all.
without us?
Check it out.
I feel pretty cool right now.
And there
Hey, Ray.
ain't no nothing we
There's a
can't
pot
do.
tube being passed around. I think that's what it's called.
It's called a pot tube. Yeah, the pot tube.
We got R&B going.
Oh.
There's like a flashing light behind me that makes me look like I'm cool.
Hello! Hello
Thank
and
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the house. House!
Keep it real, y'all.
House!
Thank you. Good night.
And it all just comes together like we had.
Fucking jerk.
How loud was that? Is that loud?
That was nice. So here we are. Once
Yeah.
again.
This microphone's gonna smell like burps.
This microphone's already breaking. It's been a great
If this
show
is the
so
same
far.
one from the show we did with John Wiley, then it already smells so much like all the spit that the beer that I spit out just constantly.
John Wiley, I want to say in case you listen to this.
He's not watching. He's playing with his dogs.
But if he does on accident, when I made a post about how well the tour had gone, the first person who liked it was John Wiley, and we all talked about how excited we were that he liked our stuff. We were like, look what we did.
Oh my God, John Wiley likes it. What do you think? What do you think that means?
Click. All right.
That means he was really stoned and he saw that you posed. He's like, I like Patrick. Click.
Yes.
He's a nice guy.
Can I be in the new old habits?
The worst is like fucking. I have fat fingers, as the rest of me is fat. So
Get out of town.
I have these chubby sausage fingers, and sometimes when I'm scrolling through the phone, I like something. Like once in a while, it's like something that I wouldn't like, but then I don't want to be like the weird guy where they like look at like where does light go? You
Well,
know,
I
there's
do
like
that-
there's like strange etiquette to like social media that like you know
No takesies, backsies.
I do that a lot. I mostly
I have
do
old
that
man syndrome. I get
'cause
nervous.
I like the way some people say things. I like the way people write. And when I like what they write, usually it's when they're like depressed. Like, today, my uncle died. He raised me from a young man, and he was the role model. And I read it, and I'm like, that's amazing. Billy Hart likes that. And I'm like, oh, shit. No one else liked it. There's 50 comments, all with condolences. Billy Hart likes this. I'm like, unlike. And I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I'm sure your uncle was cool. I'm sad he's dead, too.
Well, what's
And then
up?
like 4 posts down, it'll be like, my mother died today. I'm like, I like that, too.
What sucks is that I'll do a thing because I have chubby fingers as well. And it's weird because I have long.
Girl,
chubby
you
fingers.
go on with your chubby fingers.
I have
bitch.
long chubby fingers.
Uh-huh.
So I'll like be scrolling through Instagram, and I do the thing where I add people I don't like in real life, let alone online, but they have a fascination with me. And so if I like something, I then within 5 minutes get a message of, oh, hey, how are you? Or what's up? Or I'm desperate and I want a validation. And I'll just be scrolling through and my fucking fat, sticky thumbs will end up liking like 2 of their things. And they're like, so are you looking at my photos? And I go back, no, wait. I didn't mean to enjoy that. I want you to think that I know you exist, and I ignore that fact.
Facebook Billy likes way more stuff than real life Billy. If you were to say this shit to me that you were like writing on Facebook, there's no way I'd be like, I really like what you said just now. If you like showed me like this, you walked up to me and held a picture like this in front of me of like your dumb face, like doing a selfie, I would never click like. I would never do it. You could be the hottest chick ever. Like,
You know what's weird?
No.
What's weird is when women you've had sex with in the past will like stuff of yours in the middle of the night.
I explained it
what-
today. I think I said it last week too. It's all the bitches in the wings waiting for whoever you're currently fucking doing your little performance with, relationship wise, to fucking for her to break her ankle or whatever, and then that bitch swoops in.
Well, you see, that's the thing is I haven't had someone on my stage for a good long time because I just have visiting performers. I don't like to book someone for a long time.
Yep.
So I'll get like so and so likes this photo, and it's like 3:30 in the morning.
They're,
That's
trying
not,
to, they're fishing. They want you to like some
You're
shit
not
of
on
theirs.
you're not on your way to work. You're not doing anything productive. You're
Fucked
up and
up on
drunk and
Facebook.
lonely. Fucked up on Facebook. You're up and drunk and lonely, and you want to know that I can see you still admire something about me.
Every time I see a child, I think to myself, why don't we masturbate more and stop fucking people we don't really love, and then having all these dumbass kids. You ever met a 12-year-old who doesn't have a dad? He's an asshole. It's like fucking inherent. Like the fucking kid, like he has no chance. Like fucking by 8 years old, fucking like he's like snorting fucking Advil and shit. Like
I love that
there's
though.
no-
I think we need more of that. I think we need to keep going until like we're at that, because I think we're at like the tipping point. Is that what they call it? Where it gets way too much and then we spill over and then it's like fucking Mad Max
Well,
everywhere you fucking look.
Right now, we're definitely at a tipping point because there is, and you and I have discussed this. There is a thing kids have been doing for years now of
fucking
Putting
peeing-
tampons in vodka and shoving them in their butts.
Well, yeah, that's one. But
parachuting.
taking like a cement mixing bucket, filling it full of piss and shit, airtight sealing it for like a week,
Jank.
and then puffing
jank,
those
baby.
fumes.
That's the stuff.
Like those are kids of the recent generation. That's what they did because whatever's out on the open market of wild, powerful hallucinogens and depressants wasn't enough.
Well,
It wasn't enough.
Jacob's pure, man. You gotta understand, like, when you're in the Sudan and it's fucking 102 degrees and a scorpion just killed your mother the other day, you're like sitting there and it's like, what do you want to do today? I don't know, starve? That's like the only fucking option. It's like, hey, yo, I've been shitting and pissing in this bucket and I keep sniffing the air that comes off of it and it made me feel real nice.
I can't
And then they're
imagine
like,
you'd feel too
so you're
nice.
poor as fuck, and there's scorpions everywhere, and your mother's dead. So what do? You make drugs. You'll
See-
eat dirt to see if it fucking
See, that's-
makes you feel fucking
That's
weird.
fine and
'Cause
dandy
life
for
is
fucking-
miserable.
If you're in Sudan, I encourage you to do all the jenkem you can. If you find cocaine, if you find white powder, just snort it up. Who
See what
cares?
happens.
But if you're in fucking West Palm Beach, Florida, and you're doing jenkem, you go talk to a homeless guy.
A dude just rolled up on us in a stolen bike and asked if we wanted Klonopin or what, Ativan.
Adderall,
And
Adderall.
we probably could have beat the shit out of him.
I
and
thought
taken
about it when we got up here. I'm like, wait, what is Klonopin? He's like, oh, it's like Ambien. I'm like, fuck! I could have used
Sweet
that.
dreams are made.
In my head, I'm like, I don't have any cash, but I've been like, oh shit, yeah, come out here behind his dumpster. I mean, oh man, just fucking club a kid to death, steal his bike.
We roll up in the radio show and we're
He was a
like,
drug dealer. I'm a hero. Dun, 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 dun.
He had a
Exactly.
backpack. Guess what that backpack probably had in it?
a drugs
At
and a
least
knife.
$20.
And yeah, $20.
Your life was worth 7 Klonopin, a safety pin, a half-eaten bologna sandwich.
A copy of the fucking Great Malenko by Insane Clown Posse and a fucking disc
And a
man.
CD.
I saw a dude.
I saw that shit coming.
I saw a guy in
Oh,
Savannah,
God.
Georgia, on the recent tour with Hurley Burley Burlesque. We were in Savannah, Georgia, and there was a dude downtown sitting outside of a bar, and he's like fiddling with a device in front of him. And I'm expecting, because he's using his fingers, to be some sort of lit up pad when I walk by. This dude is trying to jam batteries into
And it
a
was
CD
dick.
Walkman.
Oh.
Trying to
I thought it was
jam
a real
batteries
freak.
into a CD Walkman, and then like putting on his like funky little headphones. I imagine because he's a time traveler, and/or I saw a ghost, and no one else saw what I saw. Like if I was like, "Oh shit, did you guys see with the guy with the Walkman?" And they would be like, "What do you mean, Patrick?" And then I look back, and he pulls his face off and goes up into the sky.
I imagine, the last time I did use a CD, I think the disc player, I guess, was 2006, January.
That's
I remember,
acceptable.
I remember the exact time frame for that.
That's an acceptable time.
But I will say this: it was purchased specifically because I was traveling, and that was it. I've had an iPod. I love iPods. I got a Roxio. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I don't know. They sucked.
yeah, I tried one of those, the Windows ones, the Rhapsodies.
I remember having that
wa-
fucking thing. That thing
was-
sucked.
It was a service you sign up for that gave you infinite music until you didn't have the service and you had nothing.
Yes,
like
you just had a
went-
little box.
You went from like, oh man, I've got this beautiful little touchpad thing that does all this music, and I can pick any, and I can keep switching up. Oh, I have to switch credit cards, and then you just had an empty light up box that would just stare at you insultingly, like you can turn me on and turn me off. That's all you get. It's like a shitty relationship. Like before, you had money to fund going out and keep her happy, and then you lost your job, and all of a sudden she comes by to visit to see if you're alive, and then leaves.
You really fucking freaked me out about the fucking Walkman ghost.
The Walkman ghost?
Like I can imagine, like fucking, this summer, the tale of the Walkman man. Like just like standing in the hallway.
We own the tomato farm. Don't worry about it.
The kid's like, "Oh, mommy, he's listening to Radiohead," and he just like looks at them and goes,
Like you just walk by. You're walking. You show a guy walking down the street, and it's real quiet, and there's wind blowing, and then you hear a guy going, "Got a machine, Harold," and he looks around like, "What the fuck?" And a guy holding up a CD Walkman. Just
He's wearing a backpack. He throws it down. There's a fucking 400-page CD booklet in the back. He's like flipping through. What am I in the mood for right now?
Squirrel nut zippers.
Corn Unplugged. I don't know. I like issues better.
He was wearing Jacobs and had a bead necklace. I didn't know what to do.
He had trip pants.
I was so afraid.
I called the bald fat fuck and the skinny man, and they came and they said that nothing was here. But it was 90s Walkman man.
The 90s.
I was talking to children.
Walkman man.
You ever
Walkman,
heard The
man,
Offspring? Nah. Oh, God. So, yeah, the tomato farm.
Fucking, did you get any closure on that yet?
Nope.
God damn you.
What happened?
John Wiley will only watch this when you get closure. I
Poor
want
John.
that. I want that to be some kind of incentive.
But I
Just-
want to hear. I want to have him hear my shout
You
out.
have to watch the old story, the last thing we did with John and him, where he told an insane story about an insane person who fucking tricked him into committing felonies, and then the whole line was just like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. My parents own the tomato farm." Like that was just some sort of fucking security blanket to throw over Joey's face while they fucked up everyone's lives around them.
Can I? Well, on the subject of legal things, I wanna tell this story. It's not super legal. It's mostly just kind of a dick move, but it was a lot of fun.
You did it over the weekend?
I did it over the weekend.
I
As
love
I
it
said, we were on the tour. We had a little minivan. Hurley. So we're in Savannah, Georgia, and we're with these girls who are doing an event downtown, and they're like, "Just follow us in the car." Because originally she was going to give me directions, and I'm so fucking glad she didn't. Because bless this girl's heart for putting up 5 stinky dudes, but that town is the worst place to get around in the whoever
What
laid
town
out.
was Savannah?
Yeah, Savannah was laid out by 5 different architects who didn't talk to each other and all had substance abuse problems. Because, like, they have, I was telling Billy about this earlier, they have this type of thing where the 2 oncoming lanes have lights. In the middle, there's a cross section that has stop signs on either side for one car to sit in. So the person in the middle is now playing a dangerous game to like it's they built Frogger and it's in 15 different parts of like driving. So we're following these girls and they keep speeding ahead of us. And like they keep like making like 5 turns, 6 turns, they're going right, left, right, left, right, left. And eventually we're actually falling behind and we're at one of the Frogger stops and this fucking Papa John's trucks pulled up in front of us. I'm like, that's it. If this guy gets in front of us, we're going to lose him forever. And I was like, everyone just, we're Florida drivers. Let's embrace the bad stereotype. So I speed past this stop sign with the windows rolled down screaming, "Only God can judge me."
Which is the only way that you should, that's the only way you should ever break any sort of traffic laws.
So
screaming that out the window.
Then I get into the oncoming other lane of this small 2-lane neighborhood road and gun it past in my Dodge Grand Caravan while edging towards this Papa John truck, scaring the piss out of this dude, and then speed in front of him and manage to get in and slide right back behind the girls. And I can see the Papa John's guy waving his fist, and I was just like, "We're visiting from Florida!" So if anyone ever gives like you shit for being a Florida driver, it's not that you're a bad driver or we're bad drivers. It's that everyone else doesn't follow the rules.
I'm just amazed. In Philadelphia, when I was there about 3 months ago, you can't turn right on a red light.
Well, it says you shouldn't.
No, it says it's against the law. You're not supposed to at all. I mean, obviously, the law is a very kind suggestion. I take it into consideration in
I
all my
appreciate it.
actions, and I think about what I'm going to do, and then I do it anyway. But that's in Philadelphia. You get to a red light. If there's no traffic, you still can't make a right. And we did it the fuck out of it anyway because I was driving and I was pissed the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit there and wait for your goddamn lights to change so I can drive to your fucking fake-ass Walgreens and shit that don't have beer. I got to find a goddamn bodega, whatever the fuck that is.
You should have set up and played in front of the governor's mansion.
I don't know what that means.
That means you go to the man's house that runs that state and make a statement with your rock and roll combo.
Yeah, rock and roll combo. Like he's the fucking Beatles with a message.
Oh yeah, old habits. We got messages. Mostly stop.
That's something I wanted to like God made Moses write down the 10 Commandments on these stone tablets. It's like we got digital tablets. How come God hasn't sent us like a text or something to say hi? You know what I mean? Like just like a little something. Like
By the way, I
like,
added 5. No,
hey guys, coming back soon. Okay, thanks, bye. You know, and he spells bye like B-A-I, and you're like, oh,
you get a
that's
message.
cute, God. Thank you.
God's
get-
an idiot. Fuck.
You get a
XOXO. It's like, damn, go.
Maybe he's got no Wi-Fi.
You get a message.
really
from
wanna go to
God-
heaven if there's no
you
Wi-Fi?
You get a message from God at me.com because he probably uses a Mac, and it's CC'd to everyone in the world, and it just implies I missed a few more commandments. Here's the rest of them, and you have to download the file, but you have to have Adobe because that's God's program,
Wow.
This is deep.
right?
I hate
Corel won't work.
this. I hate this.
Exactly. Like you can't use pirated programs; those are of the darkness.
That's all I have.
I'm pretty sure if anyone ever actually looked inside my computer, like to fix it or something, it would infect other computers.
Like herpes.
Yeah,
like,
it'd be like
you plug
my
a
com-
hard drive and it's like shoving your dick into a herpes well.
My computer is patient 0.
Everyone, God's gonna FaceTime us at the mall. hey, everybody. Hi, God. All right, who's got a joint? Anyone got a 20 rock? Yo, I need to get fucked up real quick. I can't talk in front of people too well.
I'll find that dude on the bike. He's got Klonopin. We'll just try and not go to sleep afterwards.
Man, God, your credit's no good with me, motherfucker. I took a shit in my shoe last night.
Yo, it's all about the family. That guy totally had an ICP tattoo somewhere.
Damn.
I explained to
MCL, whatever that means. The jugglers always say it after things on
Do
social media.
MCL. I wonder
What
what
could it stand for?
Murder Clown League.
My clown lover.
Now I'm trying to think of a really dumb one.
Hey,
Hey, did you guys notice?
It
any
must
sort
smell
of-
so bad.
Mad cocklicker.
Did you guys notice any sort of miscommunications happening in the past week due to Mercury being in retrograde?
Whenever anyone puts that up on Facebook, I immediately lose interest in anything they're ever going to say.
I block almost everything about them except the pictures because most
Well,
of
I
the time
guess-
that's attractive.
I
women.
guess this all makes sense because Mercury's in retrograde. I'm like, oh man, you ruined every
So
adult
Mercury
lesson
stopped
you've
making
ever
cars?
Yeah,
Shit.
it's in retrograde, dude. You didn't understand? You're gonna have a hell of a time falling parts if you buy a Mercury now.
So you were born in January, so you must be trustworthy. And it's like,
Just think of all
Yeah.
the hat makers who can't make hats because Mercury's in retrograde.
I gotta ask what my sign
You like
was.
that?
shit.
Oh,
I
18th
just don't have the magic right now.
18th century style humor.
what is your sign? Like, oh, I guess if you have to, I'm a Taurus. And they go, that makes sense. It's like, I could have said fucking anything. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start lying to
It
people.
all would've made
I'm gonna
sense.
be like, I'm a Capricorn. Be like, I knew it. You know what? That was my first.
You're
thought.
hard-headed.
You're totally a Capricorn. You're so silly.
Remember when they tried to add that extra sign and people got mad because they were like, "No,
The centaur.
This made up garbage is fucking real to me.
there's only 12 magical symbols that represent my personality and/or who I am and/or my future. 13 is bullshit.
What was
That's
the
not how it works."
What was the new one they were gonna add?
I don't remember. It
A
was
ham
few-
patty
it
or a
was-
fucking a piece of cardboard with
like
a
a
sign?
zebra. I don't know.
Paperclip.
A homeless
You hold
person?
shit together. You're very useful in tough situations. You're the binding that keeps important things together.
And almost inevitably, I will straighten you out and throw you at someone.
Well, when I
or
was
use you to fucking poke out a bowl.
Yeah.
When I was growing up and whenever anyone talked about horoscopes, I always imagined it as like superheroes. And so I was really glad I was a Taurus because I'm like, cool, I'm like the strongest sign. Like,
I thought that too.
I thought
and
that
now
was-
I just think like, oh, everyone thinks I'm an asshole who believes in this crap.
and I used to make fun of anyone who would be born in Virgo time because I'm like, you're a chick with a water pail. Faggot. That was mean.
You're a chick with a water pail. You know what though? She's got water. She's a chick, so maybe we should hang out with Virgos. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you know, I don't mind a girl feeding me water.
You know what? It's funny. I've been with Felice for over 2 years. I have no idea what sign she is.
I also forgot the. So anyway, speaking of Felice, if you don't mind me doing a little publicity
Oh,
plug,
you guys do that? I'm gonna get another beer.
you grab me one as well.
All right.
October 11th at downtown Lake Worth at the Stonezik Theater will be Burlesque on the Avenue, brought to you by Miss Ruby Tesla. And you'll be seeing such fabulous acts as Miss Morgan LaRue, Miss Angie Z, and Sophia Luna. All amazing burlesque artists.
Yeah.
I'm not just being a sarcastic dick. Like, they're all really nice ladies. They're all super talented. They hang out with me, which is weird. Like, they'll be like, oh, hey, I'm friendly with you, not just because you're part of the show. I'm just a nice person. And I don't get it because I look, act, and let's be honest, probably smell a little bit like a hobo.
That's beautiful.
Thanks, man.
Usually, like at like the cover band shows, the guy who sings the majority of the songs will be like, you know, Joey, announce who's at the bar. So I'm like, hey, there's the girl that has the Misfits tattoo on her shoulder over there, and like that. Like, I'm really bad at announcing things properly. And
Well, I mean, it's the only marketable skill I have is the fact that people assume I can just speak better than they can. And what it is I just speak louder. That's what it is.
So you're bigger, so, no matter
Yeah.
what size most people are, they're probably going to be like, he's kind of like my dad. I should listen to him.
he's available for children's parties.
Yes, yeah.
I want to play something for the audience and for you guys. This is one of my original Dad's House commercials that I made for the original show.
I'm stoked
And
already.
it's a character I made up called Carl Russo. And he gives self-help advice for people who are looking for love. So, here it is.
That's Carl Russo.
It's the man himself.
Hello, I'm children's bike mechanic Carl Russo, and from North Patterson, Jersey, and I came out with a surprise New York Times bestseller. I wrote a book, and it's a dating guide for the.
You sound like Tom Carvel.
It's for the guy that's not the best looking
I
guy.
don't know
in the
who that
world,
is.
You know,
The ice cream.
Your face looks like a coffee cake. You got a
He is
fucking
ice-
few
yeah, the
extra
original
pounds
ice
on you. You
cream
look like the fucking Michelin Man. But it's all right, it's because I came up with this book. It's called Skittles, Net, and Hammer. And basically, I go over some easy techniques to meet some people. You got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you got to get wet. You just got no choice. You just got to get out there. And so my personal favorite in the book, if you want to look it up, it's on page 218. It's the dead car battery. You go, miss, excuse me, my car battery's dead. Can I use your cell phone? Throw the fucking net overhead, bashing the fucking head with the hammer, take it back to the house. You gotta hide it from mom, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Fucking get wet.
This guy lives
That's
with
the whole
his mom.
point. What are we fucking around here for? Why do you got a car? Why do you got a house?
He said he's a
Fucking
children's
gotta get
bike
wet.
mechanic. Of
Fucking
course he
otherwise we don't
does.
fucking live out in the woods.
He's
Fucking
one.
take a shit in the lake. So check my book out. All right, don't be a fucking momo.
That was well done.
I feel like I need to take some life advice from that guy and then figure out where I went wrong.
He
64 views on that only?
Oh shit! My shows have been actually uploading to YouTube. Look, there's
Old habits, John and Billy.
Oh my God, how many views does that have? No,
No
views.
views.
Nailed it. Yes.
You got it.
Hey, we won internet.
We have won you internet.
We have the most rare video. No one has ever seen it.
It's the most hipster video ever. You know what? I wasn't watching my own videos before they were even filmed.
Holy shit. You just backspun the hipster meter. I think you just shattered someone's original Smiths record.
All I know,
Oh, the dude from the Smiths has cancer or cancer treatment. I don't know which one came first, but
Whatever.
Yeah.
Jake the Snake had pneumonia. That's the last thing that made me sad.
What?
Jake
Is he okay?
I don't know. The last
Poor
thing that made
Jake.
me legitimately sad was a wrestler from my childhood has pneumonia.
how long ago was that?
Like a month.
We should look him up, see if he's okay. Can we help him?
I'll send him money.
I'd
If
say
he had a
let's send him-
Kickstarter, I'd fund it.
Like if you had a Kickstarter, like, hey guys, it's Jake the Snake. I want to know if you want to send me money.
Robert's okay.
That was that autofill
Oh shit.
out of the hospital from 2004. Yeah, he's out of the
He's
hospital.
all right.
Hey, everybody.
All right, I'm gonna steal someone else's journalism and tout it as not my own. I'm just
TMZ with the bottom scoop there. Oh, that's sad
But
looking.
found more cancer? Is there another way to phrase that?
Wait. The doctor found. I thought maybe he found it.
all right.
I found some more cancer on me. I gotta.
It's not like it's not like
Double
marshmallows.
pneumonia. It's like your lungs are completely fucked.
Each lung is just a
Twice.
sack of fluid at this point.
They're water balloons inside of you.
some cancer inside his chest that needs to be removed. He had a cancerous tumor in his leg removed earlier this year, but he's not worried about it. Jake says he's fought worse. His voice is weak, but he's pretty badass to see the Hall of Fame winner's positive outlook on his fight with cancer.
And he's right. He has fought worse because you know what? Cancer in your lungs is one thing, but fighting the Undertaker at WrestleMania, that's a whole nother battle. 'Cause
Yeah.
how do you battle the darkness?
He had to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Even, yeah.
I remember that.
King
I
of the
didn't
Ring.
like wrestling that much, but I had a friend who was obsessed with it, and fucking he would like be like, dude, you have the cable box. We gotta watch wrestling at your house. So I remember that shit, and he fucking did the Bible quote. Austin
Austin
3:16 just says, "I whooped your ass." You know, so I was
Yeah,
like,
my brother and I were watching that pay-per-view with rapt attention when I was probably 8 or 9 or whatever that was.
yeah, I was
And just losing my mind over how cool it was that wrestling finally had someone I could relate to.
I was 14.
a drunk, mean, bald guy who hated his boss. I'm like, that's like everyone in my neighborhood.
Hi, Steve.
I feel like I'm slowly devolving into Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like I feel like I was a lot more chipper before. I don't know when that would have been, but now
When
I'm
you
just,
were younger, like
I'm-
when we were talking about earlier.
maybe it's just I'm balding more.
Is that a dead girl? What is this?
Who's that? Did we like? She's trying to come here. Is she like that or is she normal?
Is she going to come like that?
Can we see her normal?
What's her normal face?
Let's see her normal. That's
all right.
normal. Okay. Did she not make faces? She
A girl
always-
sent me a picture.
What did she do?
A girl sent me a picture recently.
Oh, she just wants to like watch stuff, or does she want to get like on the radio on this or?
Does she want to do? Does she want to do Howard
totally
Howard
get
Stern
on.
stuff to get on?
Can we act like Howard Stern and Baba Booey? You're Howard Stern.
Jesus Christ. Oh no, I thought that was the fucking kid
Dexter's
from Pete
sister.
and Pete.
I thought that was Dexter's sister.
She's cute.
Look at her. Show that picture again. The one with
Give
the
me, let me
hat.
see.
Yeah.
Oh, she's taking a pee in the woods? Damn, girl. Mm-hmm.
Look, tell me that's not Dexter's sister.
Wow, it looks a lot. You ever see her in the Exorcism of Emily Rose?
No, I don't like those
I love that
movies
movie.
because they're really popular and usually the one you showed me, the Jewish one.
Yeah.
that was great. I
The
love that
Possession.
one.
Yeah, I'm way into possession movies. Like anything that has to do with the spirit ruining people's lives, and taking over other people's bodies. I'm down.
Yeah, those are more my kind of horror movies too.
Do you want to hear the ghost story from Hurley Burley?
Oh yes, absolutely.
when we were
I
in
want to
some-
hear a ghost
That gives
story.
me a chance to put the microphone down and smoke.
There you go.
Smoke out of your pot tube. So we were in Savannah,
Pot tube.
which
Pot tube.
as we found out is the most heavily populated by ghost city in America, according to everyone who spoke
Okay,
to.
how do you quantify populated by ghosts? First of all, can a ghost populate somewhere?
Ding dong. Hello, this is John from the Census for the Recently Deceased. Are there any ghosts here?
Well, no, it's just
Several. Okay, thank you.
Dude, every other street corner has this house that this people died in the 1800s, or here's a ghost tour. There's 5 separate ghost tours we saw. Like one of the people.
And
we
you met
hung-
a guy who led a ghost tour.
Yeah, we met a dude. Actually, we met 2 people who were actually part of ghost tours. Just
Jesus, fuck.
one guy
is that like
sucked.
a booming industry up there? Like
It's-
every time someone dies,
we
they're
just
like,
figure-
I know that guy. I'll fucking lead you to his house.
Well, we just figure
Yeah, I
when,
got those ghost tours on the low, dog.
when people in Georgia are about to die, do you really want to die in Atlanta or Macon? Like, do you want to die in a Delta hub or a town famous for pecans, or would you rather die in a town that has
Ooh.
a thriving downtown arts center?
Pecans.
I don't really want to die in either of those locations if I can help it. If anywhere, I'd rather die like on a pile of naked ladies and just empty my bowels.
That can happen. So anyway, we were in Savannah and we heard all these ghost things. And the lady we were staying with, who's this very nice lady from a group called the Savannah Sweet Teas, which you should check out.
Sweet tea.
They're a fabulous burlesque group and they're all very nice. Her house, she said, had a ghost living in it, but it wasn't a mean ghost. It was like a neutral spirit. It mostly just like playing with her dog.
Now, is that a usual term, neutral spirit?
I guess yeah. Like I guess there's
a
aggressive spirits, there's neutral spirits.
Is there
and-
positive ones that help you find the keys? Is there
Maybe,
one-
like, maybe.
Hey, don't forget to take the chicken out of the oven. I'm like,
But
fuck, thank you.
well,
Dude,
this
your
one-
phone bill's due. Thanks, ghost.
Thanks, ghost.
Shit, I gotta check on that. Don't let me forget that.
Dude, your girl's fucking the UPS guy. It's kind of hot, but I just thought you should know. Yo, you did me a solid, ghost. I'm going to kick that cunt out.
Hey man, hey dude, wake up! Your pizza's still in the oven.
Whoa, ghost, thank you.
I would have used that ghost over the past 12 years so much.
I watch you jerk off, but like, it's like we're roommates, bro. It's cool.
Do you want me to
What?
turn into do you want me to turn into like a ghost girl from Ghostbusters and suck you off? I can. I have that ability. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, just don't turn back for a while. Like
Yeah,
until
just
like
be a
I'm
girl
over
for
it,
like
you
a
know?
day and then hang out again.
and then come back later on to something else. Like once you're out of my eyesight. But you see that hot bitch that just left? Like, I did.
Man,
Wink.
like when you had a woman's
did.
body and an alligator's head, that shit was hot. I like you, ghost.
Not with them teeth. Get away.
Why don't you
So-
live in my crawl space?
So anyway, we
Eat
heard
my
about
fish head.
it was the night before we were going to leave Savannah for Asheville, and we had all been drinking for 4 or 5 hours. And it turns out Savannah has even worse rules than here. They stopped selling alcohol at like restaurant or at like gas station and stuff at like 11:45.
What?
Who chose that time?
What?
fucking
Somebody's
dumb
watch break
hillbilly-
at that hour, like in the 1800s, and they were like, "Fuck it, I guess that's it."
That's enough. The Lord is already here. He shows up early on a Sunday.
Well,
So-
we shouldn't be drinking at all anyway. So you're lucky we let you have the 9 hours you have at Tuesday, starting from 9 in the morning till fucking 3 p.m.
Except when you drink my son's blood. Get plenty of that in you, son of a bitch.
So when we got back
I
to this
like your
girl's
dog.
house, we found a bottle of wine in her fridge and drank all that.
sweet
And then
morning
I
wine.
remembered I had brought NyQuil. So then we did a round of NyQuil shots.
Wait.
Wow.
Because you were all right. So you were so sober in this town
Yeah.
that there was no way to get beer. This wasn't like when you and me were in Orlando thing where we just fucking drove around for 8 hours looking for beer.
No.
This is like, fuck it, we're doing NyQuil. We're getting fucked up.
Yo, I got these Tylenol PMs, girl. What you want to do about it?
We talked to a guy at this
La,
one
la,
gas
la, la, la.
station, and it was a man-lady in my opinion, but because
man.
it had like soft lady skin with a man's face and breasts.
Whoa.
And the name tag said Chris, and that could go either way.
Fuck.
Could totally go either way. Was it
So-
KRIS?
No, but still, you can never tell. And plus,
True.
we kept calling Shim him and her alternately.
Ah.
And so before we left, after we were told we couldn't buy alcohol there, we were like, listen, is there a place where if there's just no other way, is there any place that sells alcohol, like anywhere? So he gets this Shim gets this shifty look in its face and like looks back and forth. And then it's like, well, I heard about this one place where if you drive outside of town into this other area, go down this one street, make a right, make a left, go down a back alley. There's this gas station that may
And
or
I'm
may
waiting
not-
there with a fucking hockey mask and
Yeah.
a chainsaw, and I
Like,
fucking obliterate you for calling me Shim on the radio.
Listen, if I heard a town is the most haunted town in the United States, I'm not going to the ghost gas station to buy Ecto beer. All right? I'm not falling for that trap.
Not
The
twice.
Slimer's like the attendant at the fucking counter. I was like, oh god.
So anyway, we were back at the house. We did NyQuil shots. A few people went to bed. I couldn't sleep yet. And one of the other hurly-burly guys, who is the other Supernatural fan, was also awake. And so I lean over on my air mattress, and I look over at him. And I was like, do you want to go look for ghosts? So he and I, him and his onesie pajama,
Who is this?
Brian,
Of course.
him in his onesie pajama, me in my underwear, sneak up this person's house who's letting us stay there out of the kindness of her heart, and like are walking up her wooden staircase making cartoon levels of noise. Like all my bones are snapping like I'm an old wooden ship. Every step we take is like, someone's here. Fat guy. And we get up to the second story, and we're going up to the third level where the ghosts apparently live. And her boyfriend pops his head out, and we look over like we're opening fucking Christmas presents, and Dad just came there. We're like... And the first thing out of anything I could possibly say in this awkward situation is, we're looking for ghosts. And he just goes, they're in that room normally, and then goes back inside. So we go into the study area where apparently the ghosts normally hang out. Nothing really happens. It's kind of weird. It's a little cluttered. So,
So
we
wait,
go-
he's just like, that room.
yeah,
That's it.
No hesitation.
that's all.
wow.
So then we go to the third story, and we're looking around. We're digging through like this one. The first room we open in, it would have been scary with no ghosts. If I had been there with no other people, it would have been terrifying. Because it's a bed frame with no bed, bright blue walls, a fucking hobby horse made out of wood, which I thought they burned out of necessity in the early 1900s because they're all haunted. And then like a weird pile of child's toys. Not like stacked or thrown asunder like from a children, like piled up like a sacrifice. Just a pile of kids'
Why are there
toys.
not pictures of everything you talked about?
Brian took pictures of everything I did in my underwear whilst searching for ghosts, including
Where the fuck is Brian?
where
The
I
skeptic.
where I thought I felt one in the bathroom, and like there's a shot of me like looking suspicious while thinking a ghost is nearby, and it's ruined by the fact that I'm wearing bandana underwear and you can see my pasty legs. Like it takes away a lot of the ghost hunter
I love
effect.
your legs. They're just way too thin for your torso.
It's everything about me is built wrong.
Okay. So no ghost.
I think there was a ghost in the bathroom. I didn't see any lights or anything, but I feel like there was a ghost there. But then again, I was also drunk on NyQuil, so...
When you think about it, though, like, to me, it's... it's fucking crazy if you think about how many fucking people and animals have lived on Earth in any given place. That they were, like, just like, you know, that house, the old man committed suicide, so he still resides there. It's like, yeah. And fucking... Before there was like cavemen died everywhere. How come I don't see like a Neanderthal go? I'm why isn't that ghost
That'd be a really fucking awesome fucking ghost
You-
story.
you
That
know
would
what
make
I
an
mean?
amazing movie. The
Oh
fucking
my god!
caveman ghost.
We were hanging out in the woods, and then like Katie got clubbed and dragged by her hair for a quarter mile, and then fucked in the middle of a cave. What happened? And then it turns out like, oh well, caveman died there, and he saw her, and she was exposing her butthole when she was pooping a bit. So
and like
He
they're
hate
trying
fucked
to,
her.
they're
He
trying to,
gunned her.
they're trying to exercise and
just
then
ran
lat-
in there and fucking swooped in like a fucking bald eagle.
they're trying to exercise him in Latin. And it's like I'm a fucking caveman. What are you yelling about?
I'm like 4 million years before that shit. Excuse me. The
So-
ultimate hipsters, cavemen.
So like, get the
Listen,
fuck
I
outta
didn't
here.
know about God before it was cool. All right.
I thought the sun was confusing way before you existed.
Church is like so whatever. They don't even have vinyl.
Let's design Lakeworth a hipster church.
Can we come on this radio station again, but everybody takes massive doses of NyQuil?
To see what happens.
I have a good story about that. When I was
Well, let's not post that one until we get the next day to watch it at least.
when I was 16, these fucking like questionable characters that I knew, they were like
Did they own the tomato farm, Joey?
no, these kids didn't
God
own a
damn
tomato
it.
farm. Their dad had a house out in Loxahatchee, and bad things happened at that house.
Everything
It was
happens
the
bad
first.
in Loxahatchee.
It was the first fucking place that I ever went
Child
to
abuse.
where there was a rolling party, and I walked into a bedroom, and there was a circle of men giving each other back rubs, listening to fucking DJ Sammy, fucking Heaven. I walked in, it's like, baby, you're all that I want, and I'm like,
When you
and they're just like, all these dudes like, oh, bro, I feel so good, man. My neck is so tense, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
So
And I'm
wait,
like, I'm
wa-
gonna stick with cocaine and fucking whiskey
Was there like
for now. and
was there no
walk out of
women in the house? I mean, was it just like this?
No,
is
there was a
last-
couple chicks outside rolling, but they were all sitting there with their Jenkos, with their legs all fucking akimbo, and had pacifiers in their mouth, just like sitting there listening to fucking techno coming out of someone's car door, like out of the speaker. And I was
That's
like,
a Loxahatchee party, all right.
and I was just
Yeah,
like,
that
this is
all
like
adds up.
Loxahatchee 1999.
And there's
like,
a bunch of
around-
like 5 dudes in the fucking bedroom there trying to ignore how they feel.
So these same motherfuckers, like, they pick me up. They're like, yo, we have DXM. And I go, what's DXM? It's like the shit in NyQuil that makes you trip. So I'm like, fucking cool. I was fucking 16, so like anything was fair game. It was like, it makes you
Oh,
feel
yeah.
different than normal. I was like, all right, great.
I
Fucking-
hate normal.
I don't have to feel like a human being. Yeah, do it
so
up.
we meet at CC's Pizza, which was the first mistake. And this was the CC's Pizza in Boynton Beach when it used to be next to the KFC and like the fucking TJ Maxx and shit.
So you had 2 better options to eat. I mean, you could have eaten anything at TJ Maxx. It would have been better than fucking Cece's.
yeah, a pair of
You could
sunglasses.
have eaten like a
motherfucker.
fuck. What is that? A belt? Yeah, give me some of that. I'll take some of that right there.
Well, the skinny kid was the one that fucking the kid Phil. He wanted to go fucking to CC's because he's like, dude, I just want apple pie pizza so bad because he was all stoned and shit. So he was like, that was his goal.
So just the combination of words made sense to him.
He was the one with the car, and he's like, no, fuck it, let's go get, So we go in, and I'm like, not interested in eating pizza because I've been doing coke all day. So fucking, I popped this fucking pill that they gave me.
different crowd.
So I'm thinking like this is probably like what, like 3 shots of NyQuil. So I'll probably just be a little tired. So I'm sitting there and like, I'm looking at the arcade behind them, and then all of a sudden I realize like my view was like sideways. And it was because my body, unbeknownst to me, just slumped all the way to the left, and I'm like just drooling pizza sauce drool on my chest. And so I fucking hear like, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? And it's my fucking friend Johnny going, bro, you're spitting on me. Dude, you're spitting on me. Dude. And like fucking yelling. But all I hear is like, and then I'm like, and I go, I don't want any more pizza. That's exactly what I said to them. I'm like, I don't want any more pizza. So they're like, we gave you 3 doses. So it was like 9 fucking, it was like a bottle and like a quarter of.
You ever taken like enough like a sleeping medicine like Ambien or something where everyone sounds like they're on a 45 slowed down?
Oh yeah,
like you're in a room and you're talking to people and then
it just
all of a sudden
feels so
everyone's just like, oh Patrick,
loose.
I was talking a story the other day about how my mom
I like it.
went down to the restaurant and then I just get petrified that the person's growing larger as they're speaking, and that I have shrunk.
What sucked was we're in CC's now. Like there's the fucking sensory overload of all the lights and the fucking noise from the arcade machines and fucking fat women in spandex shorts getting pizza.
You can
They
hear
don't
their
have the
asses.
bacon pie. Where's the bacon pie? I asked for a bacon pie 15 minutes ago. Yelling and shit. I'm just like sitting there like, and I feel like it's like rushing through. It like felt like my fucking stomach was made of like Sprite. It was like bubbling.
It's because you ate Cece's pizza.
I ran outside.
That's actually just every CC's experience.
Yeah, that's how I feel
No.
if I go there stone sober.
So I go outside and I sit down on the
Not that I
curb
would.
and everything's fucking just spinning. And a cop car pulls up. And I'm like, and Boynton Beach Police, and they fucking pull up all slow. 'Cause I'm just sitting there like, ugh. And so the cop rolls down the window and goes, are you all right? And I go to like try to answer, and I just go, ugh, just fucking puke all this pizza and orange soda all over myself and all over the ground. And he goes, holy shit. And I go, I just want to look at him and I go, food's bad. the food is bad. And he goes, okay. And he just rolled the window.
That is a South Florida law enforcement reaction.
I don't want to get my hands dirty. You're white. I got to get out of here.
Listen, let me say this. Let me give you like
If you're a black
shell-
guy, he'd have been clubbing you to death. You'd have been like a baby seal in the fucking Antarctic.
Let me just give you like
Sorry, you were drooling a bit. I had to fix you.
a shell-shocked South Florida reaction. In Asheville, we're trying to leave, and we see that traffic has slowed when we're trying to get back into the highway, and it's because there's the fire marshal, the head guy, has his lights on in the middle of the road, and we're looking around for a roaring, deadly blaze. What it is this kindly man, probably in his 70s, who's been helping people since the early 1900s, has pulled over, turned on his lights, taken out cones to help a lady who got a flat tire push her car off to a safer area. I was like, unless you were actively on fire and running into the fire station, the fire marshal in Palm Beach County would be like, that sucks, and keep driving. We saw a police officer.
I got to be home by 5, bitch.
We saw a police officer in Nashville get out of his car to help a dude carrying a lot of stuff get across the street. As Billy said, if you were a black guy trying to carry something heavy in South Florida, you just get open fire on. And,
What's in that bag? Probably guns. Get him!
and if it was just like you or me walking with something heavy across the street, they just follow us honking their horns and flashing their sirens for us to move faster.
They feel more comfortable when we're not in the daylight, which is coincidentally how I feel, too.
And
But
as it turns out, our temperament is not matching with people north of the Florida state line. Because
no,
when
they're
I
way
was
more relaxed and happy.
Yeah, when I was in Savannah, we were walking by, and I had a flower in my beard that one of the girls we were with makes little hair ties, and it had a flower on it. And she made me wear it. So I put it in my beard. And some guy were walking by, innocently, out of the joy of being downtown with friends and having a few drinks, is like, hey, you've got a flower in your beard. My knee-jerk reaction was to turn around and go, really, bitch? And everyone with me in the Hurly Burly group snaps around, and all of a sudden everyone's balling up their fists. You can hear Garrett crack his knuckles. And these guys are like, oh, shit, we were just joking. Sorry, man. They just back up into the nearby crowd. We've cleared out a little circle of people. It was like this aggressive energy oozes out of us all the time.
Palm Beach.
We're just constantly at war with everything around us because we
because
fucking hate ourselves.
The heat down here cooks up the nice part of your brain rests somewhere along the top of your skull. And when you turn about 13, it melts away as puberty thins out, that area and just leaves it to ooze out of you on your first birthday party
Good,
at the
I was
beach.
in New York when this happened. So I was just drinking filthy water and fucking...
I think that's what it is.
Was around lead paint.
Any town that acts northeastern, and that's pretty much what the southeast is turning into. Like, Florida, everywhere I go, people are like, oh, where are you from? Are you from, like, New York or Boston? Or where are you from? Like, I'm from Florida. They're like, you don't sound like you're from Florida. I'm like, no, because I speak quickly and I'm mad. I sound like I'm from the goddamn Northeast. Of course I fucking do.
I guess they expect us all to talk like Jimmy Buffett. Like,
him on the flip-flop. Hey, kid.
oh, hey, how are you doing? I'm all right, man. How are you? Anyway, how about that beach weather out today? It's
Oh,
real
man.
surf-friendly.
We were catching wahoo down to the pier.
It's like they expect all of us to either be professional surfers, Disney tour guides, or Jimmy
Kansas
Buffett.
was my favorite place.
Those
as
are
far
the
as
only
people
jobs you
talking. Oh God, the people in Kansas. Hey, you! Yeah, you. And I just like turn around. And I'm like, excuse me. So yeah, you don't belong here, New York.
To be continued.
And I was just like,
you guys keep going. Here.
Holy shit! Like this fucking guy. And he goes, my name's AK. And then fucking. Dude,
What else would his name be?
the people behind him go, your name's Andy, pussy. And I was like, where am I? Like, fucking, it was when I was playing with the country band. Everyone in the band were like metalheads from like bands in Orlando or bands in West Palm. And this dude from Nashville, who was like a ex-helicopter pilot, he pretty much got people to invest in him so he'd be like a country star. And he's awful. He's like a karaoke singer at best. But when you have $75,000 to buy into concerts, to be like, yeah, I'll give you $15,000 if I can play in front of these people.
That's a good deal.
Just want to play. Just want to play my songs. So he puts out a single and says, my new single that I wrote. And all he did was buy it from this fucking hack of a writer called Jeffrey Steele. And like, dude, some of the songs are like, she don't look like a mother, nothing like a father. Her folks around here said there's something in the water. Like fucking, like it's like real fucking, and like, and my fucking bass player for the Toilets was like, dude, I'm playing in this country band and we don't have a lead guitar player. He's like, would you do it? He's like, Adam Phillips from Propane and Endorphin was our lead guitar player. He doesn't want to do it. And I'm like, what does it pay? And he was like, a lot more money than anything we're doing otherwise.
Yeah.
So like, fucking, when I went to go do it, like, our first show was in the fucking heartland of Kansas, at like this fucking mud pull and fucking destruction derby. So like, they're like crushing cars and shit. And then we played on the back of a 18-wheeler.
The median IQ is about 75.
Oh, it was fucking nuts. And it was crazy because, like, everyone in the band was so bummed because they flew us out. So no one had the balls to fucking sneak weed on the plane. So when we got to Kansas, and we're like, maybe, like, Kansas City will fucking find someone that's got some drugs. And we're driving. We realized, like, 4 hours into the drive from the airport, we're like, there's more cows than people. We're fucked. We're never going to fuck. And I was like, yo, we just got to be positive. I'm like, there's going to be a tweaker somewhere. I'm like, we got to find a gas station in some fucking town.
That's a dangerous kind of weed to buy, though. That's like...
I have good luck. When you take women out of the equation, I have fucking fantastic luck. You know, like, otherwise, fucking... So we fucking pull into town. It's like 1:30 in the morning. And everyone's just, like, kind of, like, fucking tired. We've been, like, we had to get up at 4 in the morning to catch the plane to 5. And then had to do a 6-hour drive to rehearsal and then go to a hotel. So when we get to the fucking gas station, there's this fucking kid who's, like, super fucking skinny, and he had jail tattoos. And I was like, fuck yeah. I'm like, this kid knows where at least something is. So I walk up to him. I go, yo. And he goes, you don't look familiar? I go, I'm in the fucking country band that's playing at the fucking... He goes, oh, shit, Ryan Weaver band, yeah. Yeah, I heard of Ryan Weaver band. He's like, he's like, my boss is one of the sponsors of the show, yeah. He's like, well, what's up? And I'm like, dude, you have jail tats. I'm like, where's the drugs at in this town? And he goes, "What you need, man? What you need?" I'm like, "I need some blow and I need some fucking weed." I'm like, "All right, can you do that?" And he's like, "Huh? What do you need? What do you need?" I know the guy. So I'm like, "You know the guy?" I'm like, "Dude." I'm like, he's like, "But I need the money up front."
No.
So,
Man, that guy runs a tight ship.
so I fucking go up to him and I go, "All right, let me tell you what. I'll give you the money up front." And then I fucking like press up to him. I go, "Look, you little motherfucker." I'm like, "You're probably the only little tattooed fucking shitbag in this town." I'm like, "And I will find you and I will fucking kill you and get back on a plane and not think twice about it." I'm like, "I'm going to give you $300. And this is my per diem money. So this was just extra money from when I was getting paid. So I just gave him my per diem money. And like all the guys like fucking threw in too. So it was like, I'm like, here's
You were
$300
buying for the band, or you just buying for you?
for the band, but like the blows for me. You know what I mean? Like fucking, there had to be some way that I could fucking survive the country band, and that was it.
Yeah.
Made time go very fast on stage. Oh, we're already done. Hey, played 18 songs. Oh shit, I'm gonna go run.
You're still playing guitar right now, am I?
I don't feel like I am.
So fucking dude, the kid comes pulling up in fucking this beat up fucking shitty old truck to the fucking hotel, which is like in the middle of nowhere. There's like nothing next to us, just dirt roads on either side. There's no buildings, no nothing, just dirt and no lights. And so I'm like, "Get out of here!" And he goes, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I scored you fucking half ounce of fucking weed, seedless." And I'm like, "All right." And he's like,
Like watermelon.
and he's like, "And I got you an 8.5 balls." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Fucking yeah, man." And so I looked at it and it looked about right. Fucking a little fucking taste, and I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "Thank you." He's like, "Hey, man, I work at the car shop." And I'm like, "Okay." And there's no car shop that you can see. So I'm just like, "Oh, okay, cool." So I'm thinking either he's delusional and there's like he just like goes out into a field all day.
He just
like,
stands up next to a board he's
this.
painted that says car shop and has a wrench. Pull it in the garage around back.
Let me change your muffler. Nah, but and he ended up being cool as fuck. He actually came into the fucking tour bus that they drove in for us to chill in before the show, and he's like, "I got tweaks, I got coke, I got fucking hard." He's like, "Let's get fucked up." And I'm like, "Dude, this guy wants to smoke crack at a country show backstage." I'm like, I've played punk and metal my whole life, done hip hop shows, and no one's been like, "Yo, let's smoke crack," And I'm like,
You dip into that world, man.
we
You dip
just
into that world.
fucking covered chicken fried. We were up there, "Oh, I'm a chicken fried. Oh, beer on Friday." I had to sing that to strangers with no teeth. And that was the fucking crowd that was like, "Well, the God and Country now hit this fucking Coke can," And I'm like, yes. I was sitting there having heart attacks all night with this kid. He's like, "I like that you're like a metal guy." He's like, "You were like wearing a tank top up there, like fuck you." He's like, "You didn't wear no country hat. You weren't trying to wear boots. You are what you are. I like that about you." I'm like, "Whatever. Put another line out.
Let me climb
Put another line out. Shut the fuck up. Put another line out."
Hey, would it be weird if I did a line off your erect boner? I don't think so. Come on, let's try it out.
Bro, let me sniff your dick. It's just the guys hanging out. This is a Kansas tradition.
Come on.
Welcome to the country. Come on now.
Shotgun.
Come on, metal man. Let's see how metal you
Fire in
are.
the mountains, run, boy, run.
Oh,
Proud to be an American where I can sniff the coke right off of your fat boner. Come on now. You know the words.
Let's put on Charlie Daniels and shotgun a pit of coke right into my mouth.
Bro, why can't you just show me where your shit lives?
I bet you can't boof it. Can you boof it? Let's boof it. Boofing's where you put it in your butt. Let's just do it.
I want to know where your pee comes from. I just want to be your friend.
You ever done a hit of crack and then snowballed a dude behind a hotel? You want to try?
Hell yeah, man. Bring some maple syrup. I'll call my friends. Let's get some ants involved. Shit. They don't bite you too hard down here. Just get them all over my belly. Come on, girl.
So touring in a country band was weird, huh?
Oh, God. The funniest show that we did was like, it was like the Strawberry Festival. All right?
What kind of shit could you get there?
Baby blood.
They had fried butter, which did worse things to my heart than cocaine ever
I'm
has.
pretty sure you just scratched some fried butter, just like it's still there.
Yeah, it's somewhere floating around. It's going to become a cyst eventually. And I could tell whether it's Country Crock or Breakstones when that fucker pops.
Every time I see you, I look at your neck and I'm just like, I can't wait to see the big lump that forms there.
Yeah, like a White Castle cheeseburger.
It's going to be so big.
Hey, wait.
I'm going to cut it open and then eat it. and then I'll be stronger somehow.
So speaking of weird food / sex things, have you guys watched the grapefruit video
No.
on
fuck is that?
YouTube? Oh my god!
I don't know what that is.
Even if these people can only, it's like
They can see it though now, right?
grapefruit video, and it's by a woman I think named Angel. Garrett showed it to me.
All right, everyone, you get to watch a video with the Dad's House crew.
If it's like a lady.
Angel's bonus technique, the grapefruit.
Yep.
Mash that fruit with your hands. Use a bitch, use a hoe, use the bitch, use a hoe.
Angel's Erotic Solutions.
All right. Make sure the volume's up.
Oh, this is already great.
Now, this is my bonus technique, the grapefruit. Normally, you can only get this technique in one of my classes, but I wanted to share this with you because I believe every man should get grapefruited. When you grapefruit your man, it's going to feel as if you are giving him head and fucking him at the same time.
Right?
Grapefruited.
No better feeling would he ever get than being
Listen up,
grapefruited.
ladies.
So what you need to do is you need to, of course, have a grapefruit.
Of course.
No shit.
You want to make sure you get the ruby red.
Ruby
It's
red
sweeter,
only.
It's easier. If you are allergic to grapefruit or can't use a grapefruit for your medication,
Then you're a
you
bitch.
can always use a large navel orange.
Or a cantaloupe.
Now, what you want to do is make sure
Or
the-
just talk to
the-
your local
the grapefruit is
greengrocer
room
and ask
temperature.
which feels most
All you
like
have to do is
hot
put it
pussy.
in warm water.
That's a
Do not
present I
microwave
don't wanna
it,
open.
Do not boil it. Then,
Don't boil
once
it.
it gets to that temperature, all you need to do is roll it. The reason why you want to roll it is because you want to juice it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Make it
The
looser so
juicier,
you can
the
jam
better.
that dick in there.
Then what you're going to do is you're going to find the navel. There's two navels
These
to
are
the
legitimate
grapefruit.
terms from
Once
the
you do
produce
that, you're going to
people.
place
Those
it
are
on
called
the
the navel.
plate.
Well, she's
The
clearly a
navel's on
very
the
intelligent
outside.
woman. She's teaching us.
You want to take a
We're
knife,
learning.
and you actually want to cut one side.
I like how it's a bad
that
steak
navel
knife
off.
on a plastic plate.
Now, all this that you're doing, you will not see any of this preparation because I'm going to tell you that a little bit later. It's a trick. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it to the other side
You could do all
and
this
do the
at
same
Publix.
thing.
This is like the chef's corner.
I already see my future, and I'm going to.
So you should have a grapefruit that has two sides missing, just like
Yeah,
this.
you stick your dick between
Now
the
what
middle
you're going to do is you're going to put a hole in the middle of the grapefruit, approximately the size of your man's penis.
So make sure to
Do
measure
not
the
make it too
circumference
big.
of your
Do not
dude's
make
dick.
it too tight.
But don't tell
just
him why.
approximate. Then what you want to do is you're going to take the knife midway down and make sure it goes all the way through. All you
Damn,
want to
who's she
do is
fucking,
make a
Peter
nice
North?
hole
Goddamn.
in the middle of the
I was
grapefruit.
just going to ask. I'm like, how big is she making that fucking thing?
Yeah, this guy's dick actually looks
Now, if
painful
you
just
take
to
it
have.
and make it too big, that's okay because you can always squeeze your hands like the muscles of your vagina.
True.
And if you make it too tight, all you
Whoa,
have to do is take your
shit.
finger and
So
push
she's
the
gonna
flesh
fucking
back.
jam in her
It's
pussy?
just grapefruit. Now, when you grapefruit your man, he has to be blindfolded. There's no
He has
ands,
to.
ifs, buts about it. Why?
otherwise he will
If
run
you came
away.
to the bedroom with a grapefruit, what is your man going to say? What are you going to do with that? Is it going
Bitch,
to
I don't
burn
want no
and all that
citrus.
other thing? So you don't want any of that. So
Girl,
this
I'm
is what you
allergic.
do.
Go get a navel
Say, baby,
orange.
you know what? Tonight, I
Yeah,
want
what
you
if
to
you
go
fucking poison your
I
fucking
want to suck your
guy?
dick blindfolded.
Is she
Your
fucking a
man
gas
will
pump?
blindfold himself.
Oh my
if he
God,
knows
look
you
at
wanna
that
get some
thing.
head. So now, your man is in the bed. You have the grapefruit
Blindfolded,
already
scared.
prepared. You smell the citrus in the air.
Baby soft
thinks
'cause he
you
thinks
have
you're
on
gonna
some
kill him.
Victoria's Secrets or something.
That's
he has
right.
no idea.
A grapefruit smells
What you're
just
gonna
like
do is
Victoria's
be a
Secret
woman of your
perfume.
word. Now,
Guys
you
can
have
tell
to
the
get his
difference
penis
because we're
erect.
essentially
So
dogs.
what you're going to do is just suck his dick. That's like you
Wait,
said
all
you were
right,
going
just
to
everybody be
do.
quiet.
See?
Oh my fucking god! Oh my god!
It's
What
like a
the-
wet
He's nice and
tornado.
wet.
Well, can we backtrack a second?
Backtrack it.
That was
Backtrack
the
it.
sexiest
Your
thing
mouth.
I've ever seen in my life.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let me just here,
Hold on. We have
backtrack
to do, if we're going to do this, can we please do this right?
A
Please?
reaction?
No.
What are we doing? Because that was.
We're gonna go back to that, but it has to be proper, okay? Please. We just have to. You have to just trust me.
It was
Do
so
it.
loud and aggressive.
Let me paint you a picture.
Holy.
My dick receded back inside of myself like I am pregnant with it.
Let me paint you a picture. Imagine in your head, Billy, right now, that you are 15. You've never had any sexual experience in your life. All right? You've never watched. Oh man.
It's about to get real.
I think it cancels out when you do that.
No way.
Victoria's Secrets or
piece of
something. He
shit.
has no idea. And what you're going to
Well,
do is be a woman
I tried.
correct. So what you're going to do is just suck his dick.
Turn it up.
That's what you're gonna do.
Get in there!
Have to get his penis erect.
So just imagine in your head. So you've never seen porn, never had your dick sucked, and someone offers to suck your dick, and it's this lady, and that's the first sound you hear as you close your eyes and pull out your
I'd have come
erect-
so fucking hard I'd have shot through the back of her skull.
From now on, any blowjob that doesn't sound like this
She's not trying.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, look at her technique, though. She's going way the fuck down on that thing. With no warm-up, it looks
It
like.
sounds like someone's taking
She sounds like an old vacuum.
He sounds like a panther being shoved into a wood chipper.
Once he's nice and wet, what you're gonna do?
It's like my dog or cat choking on a sponge.
She's got more technique.
You're gonna twist.
Yeah,
Turn off
I don't want to
yakety
lose the actual lesson here.
Turn off yakety sax.
Hey, you'd be nice to Yakety Sax.
There you go. It's enough yakety sax.
It's the most.
For now.
Don't talk back.
For now. There's never too much yakety sax.
That's what I'm saying.
Twist up and down on his shaft and suck the head at the same time.
There you go. You're getting that grapefruit massage.
Oh my god, we get double.
Holy
Your
shit.
dick is essentially being shoved into a shark vacuum system.
Now, ladies, remember, grapefruit is also a fat burner, so you're actually losing weight.
You're
while sucking
losing
his
weight
dick.
while blowing it,
Now,
dude.
Once you're doing this technique, it feels amazing to him, but he still has no idea what you're doing. So what you want to tell your man to do
I
is
would have
this,
an idea.
Take the blindfold off. He's going to be looking at you like, what the hell are you doing? But he'll never say stop. All he's going to be thinking is, I could have been fucking a grapefruit all these years. And
That's right.
the grapefruit technique.
That'll be his thing?
Huh.
The first thought in his head isn't, why the
Wow.
fuck are you rubbing a citrus up and down my
I'm about to say,
dick?
when you come time to shower, you're going to have a lot of fucking seeds and all sorts of
Could
shit.
you imagine the burn of getting grapefruit juice in your dick hole?
Okay, all right. So, who's going
Wow.
to the market tonight?
We got to stop by Walmart on the way home.
I got to...
You know, I'd like the fucking nice avocado.
No, but is anyone seriously interested? Because I'm... No?
Anyone?
Wow, I don't.
I really thought she was going to jam in her pussy, so that was actually a few steps ahead of where I was in my head. Dude, how many views are on that?
275,000 or something
Shit,
like that?
she probably gets emails every day like, oh...
2 million.
Oh, 2 million.
Oh, yeah. You know what that means? That means almost a whole % of the population has seen her do that.
No way.
Almost 1% of the United States.
Birth in Nature?
Oh, no, don't. We're not going to watch this.
Are we watching this?
We're not going to watch. Have you ever seen a water birth? This is worse than a horror movie.
Ah, fuck.
It's about to get fucking real right now.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Be
Do it.
brave, man.
Do
Jesus
it anyway.
Christ.
Do it.
Oh! Holy shit.
I wish I had gone to a hospital.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh, it's half in and half out.
Keep pushing there, fucking nature beads. With your goddamn
You don't
fucking...
probably smoke weed before you start. I just don't feel like
It looks like one of those 90s toys you would squeeze and
It
something
looks
would
like
pop
her
out
pussy
of it.
muscles are choking the kid.
She looks like
Get her out!
She looks like a Stretch Armstrong character.
There's like flies on the
She looks like she belongs in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Who needs some help? Okay, just get it.
Are they in a riverbed?
Well, when you hate your kids preemptively, it's kind of
Gross,
easy.
there's a fucking fly on her newborn baby's head.
Oh!
And she's
prolapse.
shitting. She's shitting. No, not a prolapse yet. Look, the important thing here is that there are flies landing on it. They're on rocks. They're in nature. That's how nature intended it.
There we go.
It's falling to the poop water, baby.
Nothing good.
Oh my god.
That was exactly what those people wanted, and it was fucking terrifying to anybody who has a general understanding of what's disgusting.
Now, if we could only lay over the sound of that girl sucking that cucumber, of that kid flying out of the vagina.
That was the greatest form of birth control I've ever seen.
Yeah, watching a kid being born in the woods, I wish a wolf had just ran up and snatched that baby up.
Frankly, I think that really jerking off is our only option at this point as a species.
I'm going to saw my dick off, and then I'm going to kill one of you with it.
Leave it at that.
I'm going to turn it into a weapon, and I'm going to stab you to
You're gonna
death.
shellac it.
Shellac that bad boy up.
I'll come back.
I spray painted it gold, like like the movie. that I
Next
saw
Dad's
one
Ass
time.
Confession, Old Habits Billy stabs Joey with his dick.
Yeah! While he's fucked up on NyQuil, because that's going to happen, too.
Damn, I'm gonna get a stabbing and some free drugs. Thank you, guys.
Old habits.
Oh,
we're always
God.
looking out.
So yeah,
grapefruits.
Shout out
babies.
to all the moms that shit themselves to
Yeah,
bring
that
people
kinda,
into the world.
That kind of upset me because I mean,
Shout outs to all the grapefruits.
honestly, nobody in this room and nobody who watches this ever, all two of you, can ever say you've never been shit on because you started off getting shit on.
It's true.
Life is shitty,
But
and you know that from the get-go.
But
Unless they cut you out, then I don't know what that is.
it's stupid.
Should let them die in
If
there.
you got a
and
C-section,
fucking
your
push
mother
them
didn't
out
love you
there.
enough to actually shit you out.
Then life is sword play.
Hey-oh.
But yeah. So give it up for the vagina.
Right?
It's wow. That was like fucking a whole loaf of Pepperidge Farm French bread and just shooting right out.
Looked
of
like
fucking
that.
thing.
It looked
Well,
like
it
that
looked-
lady was like
I
she
love
had
the kids-
swallowed a Cornish game hen and was pushing it out.
The kid's facial expressions are the best. So, like, can we zoom in on that kid's
I
face?
thought it was dead.
I thought it was too because it wasn't there. Boom. That kid looks just. Here we are, like so matter of fact. Like it almost looks tough.
Just nose towards the asshole.
I was born in Tarzan, motherfucker.
I was born in a riverbed with my head in my mom's
Do you
ass.
guys think there's any
Did
advantages?
it fully
to,
grow? Oh.
Any advantages to having this kid out here in the woods? Like, is there any sort of benefit that they could possibly get by being in the woods as opposed to being in a hospital?
Well,
Wow.
as you saw, your kid gets more in tune with nature because flies are going to get on his near-dead body.
That's the first thing to touch him outside of his mother's vagina.
Is a fly.
And poop that sprays onto his face. Or hers. I don't want to be gender exclusive.
You know, there's no danger of the kid being kidnapped while after cleaned up by professional medical technicians
Well,
who
unless-
then
unless-
check all its vital signs and make sure it's all in order.
Unless a kidnapper gets a hiking bag and hikes 4 days into the woods on a fucking mountain bike and finds the appropriate trails and then times it perfectly.
Well, the con to the not being kidnapped is there's a I'm going to just ballpark it, a 950% larger chance of a bear stealing your child rather than a human.
I wonder if they had a backup plan. Like if a bear showed up, like, oh my God, is that a bear? Oh, honey. And then like the husband would be like, fuck.
The midwife's here.
And you know what? His I almost guarantee you his initial thought would be, oh, thank Christ. God sent a bear to go ahead and fix this fucking
To fix this
family.
wrong.
Because there's no man, I think, that could be like, convince his woman to shit out a kid in the woods. It's always got to be, in my opinion anyway, I've never heard of a man who's been like,
I insist on natural birth.
I really, because no matter how a woman gives birth, it's going to come from her opinion because she has the final say in it.
She's the one slinging that sack of shit around.
Unless you're a Christian, and then it's completely up to the husband because it says somewhere in that book that you have to be
Oh my
submissive
God.
to your husband.
I think I told you about that, about my father. My dad's getting married for the third time.
Okay.
The last two have not been successes.
Thus the new marriage.
Yes,
Nice.
exactly. We won't get
Third
into those
time's the
details.
charm.
But I never really met this woman, and I recently went back to hang out with my dad, and he was like, you know, we were hanging out up front because she was sleeping inside. She works nights. She's a nurse, very nice. And my dad was like, oh yeah, you know, we got the wedding coming up, and everything. I'm like, that's great. You know, are you guys gonna have it in a church? What's the deal? Blah blah. And he goes, yeah, we have to have it in a church. She's very, very Christian. I go, oh, okay. Well, I mean, and
Well,
I
you
was,
two are going to get along swimmingly.
oh yeah. Well, we won't talk much. But so I was jokingly, I'm like, oh well, hey, at least you'll have to fucking listen to everything you say and do that shit. And my dad goes, yeah, actually, she will. We had like, because my dad's like me. He's not an atheist, I don't think, but he's like very much. He
Agnostic.
doesn't believe in nothing.
I got you.
Yeah. My dad's like, actually, yeah, we had a counseling session before the wedding, or before the wedding planning began. Apparently, they sit you down, the couple, and the pastor of her church just went like to my dad, like, okay, so you understand that you're going to be in charge of everything, the finances, the final decision on everything, how to raise the children, all of that. And then she looks at, you know, my dad's fiance. You understand that you're going to be subservient to him. You're basically going to be at his beck and call. It's all his call. Whatever he says goes. Okay, good. Here we go. And she was like, yep, that all makes sense.
That's just a manual to successful
Wow,
marriage.
the power of Christ compels you.
So I'm looking forward to my dad's fourth wedding. Where he's gonna probably marry an Elvis impersonator, just in the Antarctic with a chorus of penguins.
I think the
clapping.
next step is a witch.
A witch?
Yeah.
Probably.
Your father has a nicely balanced earth energy.
But your metal and fire are out of alignment.
We'll
You
fix,
need to
we'll
drink-
fix you in the cabin.
Have some elderberry extract and put it behind your ears.
So, okay, there was a girl I dated a little while ago who was also a practicing witch.
Ooh. How long
And-
ago was this?
Enough where you know. And she made me a bag.
Burden or trouble?
Trouble. So she made me a
Fuck.
little bag that was filled with little items and knickknacks and wizard toenails. And she was like, it's a protection bag to keep in your car. It'll keep your car safe and all this other stuff. But, you can't open it. You can't mess with it. Just leave it in your car. And I was like, okay. And the first time I got drunk, I opened it and spit in it to see if that would increase the protection. Nothing happened. So then I opened it and I put a
Amazing.
lug nut in it and a spray of WD-40. That didn't change
So,
anything.
okay, can I ask why WD-40? I mean, was it just like I
To
like
make
the
sure the
scent?
car ran smoothly. Because WD-40.
That all fits.
smooth.
I can't argue that. That fits perfect.
And eventually I added Skittles, a Lego head, and I think a D20 into
So-
that bag.
Why did the relationship not work?
Two
'Cause
different
you didn't put any
spirits
love
on
in
two
there?
different paths.
You didn't
man.
put any love in there. That's the problem, dude.
That's what it is. I wasn't honest about who I am.
I would have emptied that bag out and turned it into a wallet.
That's something that, like, fucking. To me, the root of all evil is fucking dishonesty. Like, not money. Money is a byproduct of that dishonesty because once you give things value and you're willing to fuck someone else over it because of greed, like, then. But can you imagine how awesome it would be if, like, you meet a chick and she's like, yeah, I just bounce around from guy to guy. I'm codependent and I'm kind of a piece of shit. I cheat on people sometimes.
See, that's what I'm
And,
doing.
like-
No, I'm not even kidding. That's what I've been doing lately, just to see if a girl can stick around after my initial speech. Because if I feel a girl's interested in me now, I'm so broken.
Can I hear your initial speech?
Sure.
Just give it to me. Like say like
I'm so-
say
I'm
like
so-
I'm a sassy girl who needs to
All
make
right,
her
so
dad
you're-
mad. So
Exactly. You're trying to piss off your friends and your dad. So my initial thing is, listen, we've been talking these last few weeks. I really like spending time with you, having a great time. If we go further in this, I'm not going to call you that much. I'm bad at that. I'm going to spend a lot of time out at night because I do a lot of performances, and also my close friends and I are all pretty heavy dependent alcoholics.
Yut.
I don't plan on ever two-timing you. However, I'm not in control of myself at all times, and nor should you. So if you find yourself in a situation with another gentleman, go ahead and do what you need to do, because I'll still be there the next day. Like, I'm just, that's not the exact speech, obviously, because I can't remember
No,
everything I
we're
said.
usually loaded when we give that. I've given that speech to Felice a number of times. I think even after 2 years, I'm still like, so you found anybody better yet? Like, I know you have. Don't lie to me. She's like, you're hilarious. I love you. And I'm like, no, fucking answer me, God damn it. Don't fucking question Dodge.
Yeah, it's
And then I hit her. Domestic abuse. It's not funny.
like right after I broke up with my ex, fucking currently, this fucking random stranger fucking hits me up and like she's fucking flirting with me and shit. I don't know who the fuck this is, but she's like, I think I've seen you from playing in your band or something or whatever, and
Well, who
and,
can blame her? I mean, you are a magnetic pile of sexual attractiveness.
I'm a very strange man. In the world of cake, I am a pie. That's how I look at it.
I like to see myself as a
Croissant?
as a watermelon.
Nice.
I'm a
You're refreshing. I like it.
shrub.
In the world of food, Billy is a plant.
Can't eat it, you just have to exist around it.
But like, man, like fucking, I like pretty much. She's like, I'm going for my like doctorate in microeconomics and all this shit at FAU. I have
And
two-
everything in my life is really positive right now.
I have 2 kids and everything's fucking great. And I'm like, she's like, what are you trying to do? I'm like, I'm trying to get out of my mom's garage and fucking get an apartment and get
Trying to keep the gun out of my mouth for another weekend, baby.
and get a job where I don't get paid by some old Italian guy going, here, kid, here's your fucking pay. And it's like in an envelope. It's like sweaty fucking like track dollars.
armpit money.
It's like, what the fuck? It's like, yeah,
You
I
did
was-
real
I was-
good. Here's an extra $5.
It's
So like
thanks.
I'll talk to girls and they'll be like, well, what I really want to do is I just want to get this job in this field I've been studying at for years that I have all my focus on. What do you want to do? I mean, I'd like to make money at bars that I could sleep at, but I guess at the end of the day, I'd just be happy to have a van that I owned.
I just want to eat ass and watch cartoons. What you want to do, baby?
What do you want to do tonight? The answer you're supposed to give is, I don't know, what were you thinking? The answer I usually give is, I don't know, I'm probably going to sit in the darkness for a while till somebody calls, and I might wake up at one point and eat a box of Cheez-Its outside.
I had to explain to someone that, like, if I didn't live with Felice, I would have probably, if I didn't accidentally burn the house down, I would have just cleaned my gun until the bottle of scotch was gone, and then just fucking offed. Like, just out of boredom. Just, like, oh, what am I
I've
doing?
lived enough.
It's a Tuesday night. I have no plans. I have no plans till, like, 4 Saturdays from now. Well, I guess we're going to start drinking. It's 4:30.
And
There
if
it
I'm
is.
still awake after this bottle's done, I might kill myself. See, for me, it's different. Like, I get high. I don't really drink too much. So I get stoned, and I'll sit there, and, like, I'll be, like, introspective and thinking about everything and, like, driving myself nuts. And then I'll be like, man, that one time I watched Good Times on the couch of that hotel lobby, and when JJ came out and said, who took my picture? Who got my picture? And I was like, ha. And then the guy in the front lobby's like, you like that show a lot? And I'm like, yeah. And he gave me a free bowl of cereal. I'm like, that was awesome. Like, you know, so like being stoned is great because I get suicidal for like maybe like 2 minutes at a time. And the other time is spent like, you know, I wonder what the secret life of a circus clown is like. And, like,
See,
you
I'm
know,
almost the reverse of that because I get like suicidal for like 48 hours consecutive. And then I'm like, let's go kick in the neighbor's door and see what shit they got.
man, he just has some Bengay.
And then I realize
all
I don't
these
have neighbors
pictures
instead
of
of banging in a
kids.
house, so I'm just going room to room with this guy with a hatchet, thinking like, if there's someone in here, we got to kill him. And then there's no one there, thankfully, so we just find hobo, you know, bindles with like little
I think
sticks
the worst
attached.
response I ever gave to a girl when she asked what I was doing is drinking alone in a closet. That was probably the bleak. Like, it was such a bleak, direct answer that she actually didn't say anything for a minute, and then the first noise I heard was silent sobbing, trying to be held back, and then her asking what she did wrong. And I was like, what do you mean what you did wrong? You didn't do anything. This is what I would have done anyway.
They always think it's about them. It's like,
Yeah,
no, it's
it's
just
selfish.
It's just about like how I just think like, oh,
Listen,
if I
the
wake
house
up,
is fucking full of people. They're all talking. I don't want to do that. There's a half a bottle of early times that I'm not going to clean out the grout in my engine with. So I might as well just go drink it in the closet with the door closed.
See, I've always been lucky to have a garage to go hide in. Like,
Like-
I pretty much made my fucking parents a deal when I was like 14 and we moved into the house. I said, yo, I'll do fucking pavers for you and I'll do a fucking rock garden. I'm like, but the garage is mine. Like, you could like have to buy the washer and dryer and shit, but I get to make a wall. And I get to fucking sit in there and listen to Led Zeppelin and do drugs. And so my dad was like, yeah. He's like, he goes, that's about $1 grand worth of work. Yeah, fine. But he hooked me up, dude. He gave me the fucking he gave me the Victrola fucking record player, the old Sony towers and shit.
nice.
Then me and my friends would like sit in there and listen to Cream, be like, in a white room with black curtains.
Hey.
And I'd sit there and fucking snort coke and.
You want to go see what's going on at college night?
Ooh.
At
I always want
Propaganda.
to see what's going on at college night. I also want to urinate.
So, on his offer to urinate and the fact that I can't sit in that chair anymore, else I'm just going to get antsy and start shoving my face through this wall.
Ooh.
One last time, if you're free on October 11th, come down to the Stonezic Theater in Lake Worth, see Burlesque on the Avenue. It's worth your time.
You heard it first.
Or November 14th, I think, for the Old Habit CD release with Trust No One and
Nice.
Loyal Until Death, Sweet Nothings, 10 Paces. Or November 20-something. And then December sometime at Creepy Tiki. And fuck off. Don't come out.
Stay home. Go to school.
You don't deserve all this.
I think this Friday my shitty cover band is playing at Fat Cats.
When is this show?
Oh,
That's also this Saturday, though, isn't it?
The Hellbound Comedy Tour is October 18th.
Go check
featuring
that out.
Damian Figler and Nico Prada.
Nico fucking Prada.
Nico Prada, Damien Vegler, great guys. Also that night, not to detract from that, but if you're not making it out to that because it's a little bit far, Propaganda has the Everman CD release that night.
That's true.
So you've got two options, both positive, and we'll be drunk at one of them.
Or both, really. I mean,
Yeah.
we could probably honestly hit up the fucking Everman show and then Diddy Mount of that shit and still make it in time to see Damien say something.
Shit, good night. Fucking.
Now let's drive drunk home.
Diddy Mao. I'm out.
Diddy Mao. Wow. I think that's it for me, too, I guess. He's my ride.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. It was nice chatting with you. And stay tuned as I put music on while I sit in the studio and contemplate life.
We ended it on suicide, too. That's kind of fucked up. The whole night was like, oh, this is great, this funny story. And it's like, sometimes I just want to just clean my gun in the dark fucking recesses of my brain and then fucking... Good story.
Kids like that juice.
Love it. Kids like that, Jank.
Yeah, that shit make the kids all horny.
That Jank?
You know what that mean. Eat some ass. So here's a song dedicated to suicide.
is it. Dope from the fly kid. The ice mic is back with the high bits. Suckers you lost, the players you not. Gangsters you ain't, you faint punk if you ever heard a gunshot. Yo, the pusher, the player, the pimp, gangster, the hustler, high roller, dead press folder. It's cold lamping like a black king on a throne. Evilly, turn up the microphone so I can ill and break on the rolling tape. Another album to make, great. Islam turn the bass, kick up a bit, hype the snare. Now I got a place to sit and ride the track like a black neck in his lap. Hit the corner slow where the girls are at and kick game the way it should be done. How you gonna drop science? You're dumb, stupid, ignorant. Don't even talk to me. In school you drop math, science, and history, and then you get on the mic and try to act smart. But let me tell you one thing: you got heart to perpetrate your bait. So just wait till the press shove a mic in your face, or you meet Boogie Down or Chuck D, Stetsasonic or the Big Daddy, and they ask you about the game you claim you got. Drop science now, why not? You start to sweat and fret, it gets hot. How'd you get into this spot? You played yourself. Yo, you played yourself. I'm no authority, but I know the DEAL when it comes to dealing with the females. What you got, they want, cash is what they need. Slip sucker and they'll break you with speed. But you meet a freak, you try to turn her out. Spending money's what I'm talking about. But you pull out, your pockets got blew out. And after the date, no boots, you got threw out. Mad and shook, cause your duckers got took. Call her up, phone's off the hook. But who told you to front and flaunt your grip? You can't buy no relationship, you played yourself. Yo, homeboy, you played yourself. I'm in the MC game, a lot of MCs front, and for the money they sell out stunts. But they claim that they're rich and that they keep cash. Yo, let me straighten this out fast. 200,000 records sold, and these brothers start yelling about gold. You better double that, then double that again, and still don't get sued, my friend. You think you made it, you're just a lucky man. Guess who controls your destiny? Fans. But you diss them cause you think you're a star. That attitude is rude, you won't get far. Cause they're turning you quick, you drop like a brick. Unemployment's where you'll sit. No friends cause you dissed them too. No money, no crew, you're through, you played yourself.